What if the greatest threat to our nation is not an election or an enemy, but the sin God is already judging? Scripture says the human heart is radically corrupt, evil in thoughts, motives, and desires, so that evil fills the world and is amplified by Satan's kingdom. Our deepest crisis is not economics or education, but the rebel heart that loves lawlessness and wearies itself doing iniquity. Because sin would destroy everything, God mercifully restrains it by His law on the heart and conscience, by families, by civil government, and by the church proclaiming the gospel. Yet sinners, aided by the world and demons, constantly fight those restraints, suppressing the inner law, silencing conscience, tearing down the family, rebelling against authority, and despising biblical Christianity. In a people-powered system like ours, that long war eventually succeeds, and then Romans 1 unfolds before our eyes. First, a sexual revolution, then a homosexual revolution, and finally, a depraved mind that calls evil good and good evil. When a culture celebrates what God condemns and tramples every boundary He has given, it is not merely drifting toward judgment, it is already under judgment as He gives it over to its own sin. The symptoms are everywhere. A society drunk on entertainment and pleasure, obsessed with self, enslaved to money and stuff, and soaked in pornography, fornication, adultery, and every form of sexual perversion. Add to that a culture of anger, vengeance, unforgiveness, prejudice, contempt for authority, and leaders who are weak, dishonest, and immoral. And you have what Exodus 20 depicts, a generation whose rebellion will scar generations after it. This does not mean children are punished for their parents' sins. It means that when a people hardens itself against the true God, the damage runs deep and lasts long. You will not fix this world by politics or culture wars. This is a Romans 1 world already under judgment. So, what are Christ's people to do in our nation? We separate from the culture's corruption, yet love enemies as a mission field, preaching Christ risen from the cross as hope. As you watch, share in comments how this call shapes your prayers.